Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. Today we're pulling from the Dragon Tarot cards. So we're starting off with the Queen of Cups, and I definitely am getting Empress energy here, where it's like you rule with Venus and you rule with love. That's who your heart, and that's your love language, I feel like. Like, I literally just saw this where it's just like, when you sit there and help someone else struggling, even though you're struggling at the same time, that's the definition of love. And it's like, how many people don't even see that? How many people don't even appreciate that? Even though, you'll see those ones where they're empathetic to a situation. And it's like they have all these bows and arrows and everything sticking out of them with the little snippets. And it's just like, like the fact that they even care when someone else is hurting. Because they know what that hurt is. It resonates. And it's like nobody wants to go through that energy. And it's like when you show up for someone else, that's a true testament of who you are. You know what I mean? That's when you show the universe, Yahweh, Yeshua, divine creator, Gaia, like the lessons they've taught you that you really did freaking learn. Like you sat there and, you took your licks and you're still ticking here. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a true testament of yourself, but don't forget to care for yourself. Like literally, I had to say no today, and it's like, not that I want to be a bitch or anything. It's just, I had no energy. Like, I am burnt out. Like, it's like you've taken everything I have. And, like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm on the floor. I'm KO'd. I'm, like, done. You know what I mean? It's just like, I need a woosah, And there's nothing wrong with that. We got to learn. Like, I'm too tired to do that. Sorry. You know what I mean? It's like, I wish I could help you, but, sometimes I can't. There's nothing wrong with that. We have the three of Cups coming here, so celebration. So we have the new moon today. A lot of healers, they're still saying that, they're talking about how Pluto is going in conjunction with, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting all this information right now. But it's like, there's this shift. It's like either we're going to be stuck in this or we're going to sit there and kind of like fast forward to our next best thing. I feel like we're going to go in something great. And then I feel like it's going to be a challenging time again. I feel like this year is just going to be challenges. When they talk about enlightenment, I should know better by now, but it's just like, I really thought this was going to be like an easy peasy lemon squeezy year. Like, I'm just like, oh, last year was great. It's going to be just like last year. This like great thing. And it's just like, but, what can you do? You live and learn. But I think that something positive is coming in here. Celebratory, you know what I mean? Threes have been really strong with us lately. Nine of Cups, and I feel like this is someone really strong in your life. And I feel like with myself, and I hate saying that, but it's just like bittersweet with my kids. It's like, I nurture them, so they like nurture me, and I'm just like, I hate that, They can see that we're going through with the family and everything like that, and it's just like, how could we show up for your mom? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's so sweet. Like, I like, oh my gosh, he's such a sweet little soul. Like, I swear to God, I really lucked out with my kids, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want your kids to do that for you. You know what I mean? It's just, you're supposed to be that foundation for them. But, when you're just one thing after another, it's just like, they could see it. They could feel it, they know how I am with the house. You know what I mean? Is it immaculate? Hell no. It's the illusion of clean. It's just like, it looks clean, but you move anything, it's like dust. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I try, and it's just the last 2 weeks, I've been, especially that 2 weeks ago, it was all about that one situation and that one person. And I'm just like, okay, enough already. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to concentrate on my home a little bit more right now. You know what I mean? Like, no offense, but, it's just like, ugh. I really need a woosah. So, the judgment we have here, my hearing has been very sensitive. I've been around a lot of people, and it's just like, oh my gosh, certain people, I just was like, can you please shut the F up? Like, seriously. Like, I get people are chatty. I just feel like they don't get that at home or something like, I don't know why. It's just like, I'm like, I love to talk and kiki, but oh my gosh. Just like the manless banter. It's like, oh my gosh. It's like quiet. Like, like I really enjoyed my quiet. I really, I remember one time I was getting cursed off by a guest I was trying to help, and my kids could hear it because they were going to ask me for something, and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, see? I'm like, that's what I listen to the majority of the day. And I said, the last thing I want to hear is you two fighting. I said, that's all I hear all day. You know? So it's just like, I feel like I got too much. Ugh. It was too much. It's just like, you know. But I feel like with the Two of Cups here, I know some of you, maybe this is possible because like that's why I was mentioning that. This whole energy coming in here with the new moon. Some people are saying that, you know, some healers are saying this is a high time for transformation. They're saying it's in Aries. I'm going to be quite honest, from the chart that I'm seeing, it's in Pisces, you know. And then with the Aries fire coming in here, it's like, oh, maybe it does make sense. No, I definitely saw Pisces. I don't know. Everyone's charts are different, but I saw Pisces. So I thought it was going to be emotional. Makes sense with all the water that we're getting. A lot of reflection, a lot of like self. But I feel like this fire is coming in, and it's just like, that's what they're saying about this year is like, embrace your fire. Bravery, courage, strength, resilience. I'm going through it. I was literally kikiing with one of my friends, and we're talking about stuff, and then I'm just like, this card was peeking out, so I pulled it, and it was like, Chariot. It's like, with determination and dedication, I will be the victor wearing the wreath. And I'm like, that's who I am. I'm determined. I will not stop until I get what I want. And it's just like, you know, with this, I'm just like, I am definitely being pulled in a different direction. And it's just like, I'm just going to go with it, you know, see what happens. But that's where I feel like for some of you, Two of Cups, this could be like, you know, two of you coming together. I honestly feel like you're going to make a decision here. Take what you want, but I'm not the type of person that's going to sit there and tell you it's love. I'm going to tell you what I feel. If you resonate with love with this, have at it. But with me, I feel like this is someone of support. Going back to yesterday's cards when we had the Three of Wands, and it's like, you know, you saw them being tied together. I feel like it could be Yahweh and Yeshua, you know, the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. For some of us, this is like the union of our home. You know, maybe there's only 3 of you, or maybe you have 3 kids, or there's like your kids and your partner. So I feel like there's 3 in that situation. You know, we got 3 cups there. A lot of 3s. That's holding you in. I feel like that's what's keeping you together. And I feel like that's what's giving you that energy. You know, I can definitely say that, where my kids can see me going through it, and they're just like, you know, you need to, you know, meditate, Mom. You need to do this. And I'm like, I know. You know what I mean? Like, I know. But it's just like, I also hold myself accountable and responsible, you know, because I want to perform at this. In order to do that, I can't, you know, partake in certain things. You know what I mean? Because I know how it affects me, and I know how I want to come across and articulate and how I work, you know? I have this worth ethic is like my dad. Like, you know, they kept, you know, retire. And he's like, nope, another year. Like, he would not stop. You know what I mean? For me, I know it affects my kids, where if I'm holding us down, it's just like, you know, I don't have to second guess things. If I make decisions that are not best for our family, it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, you have to go without, you know what I mean? And I don't want my kids have gone through enough, you know what I mean? Not that they're spoiled, but it's just like, you know what I mean? If we want to go do something, it's like, we can do it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, a lot of thought has to go behind this, you know? But I definitely feel like in this energy that we're going into, it's like appreciated. They're showing like the 9 of Cups. And I feel like that's where the Nightmare Before Christmas was about. Embrace those moments. Like, even with all that chaos, we had this really perfect moment, this perfect afternoon. And it was just like things that my kids never experienced before. Like, they played the Wii bowling, but they never experienced like a bowling alley. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know, these are the things that, you know, my children should be experiencing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, certain things are shifting. And I'm sure a lot of us could see these shifts happening in our life. And it's like, I feel like it's because it's pushing us forward for the next 5 to 6 years. I notice with myself when I reflect, it's like, I know that I only stay places so long. You know what I mean? For 5 years is like usually our max. Like, you know, we're there for 5 years, move forward. I understand with here, our situation is different, obviously with the circumstances of Shane passing. But it's just like, you know, I'm not making stupid moves either. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not going to, you know, there's like missed opportunities. It's like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm not going to sit there and be dumb about what we do, how we move forward, you know? So I'm more calculated. But I feel like with this decision will affect everything in a positive way with this Ten of Cups. I really feel like this is going to be, as Deborah Silverman will say, of Astrology Answers, where it's like that sweet secret sauce. I feel like you're really going to be in a great vibe here. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where everything is going to really change. You know what I mean? In the positive direction. So I feel like if you're being drawn to do something, you know, definitely do it. You know what I mean? Dip your toes in it, see what it's about, ask your questions and everything, you know, and then go from there. If nothing comes of it, no problem. It's not the time for it to happen. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe it's an opportunity. It's like, you know what? It may be a great opportunity, or maybe that's what you think. But I feel like, especially when it comes to work, it's like they will tell you anything to get your foot in the door. And then once you get your foot in the door, it's a whole different story. You know, just like even when you move, you know, this. And then you get your foot in the door and it's a whole different scenario. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, nothing in life is perfect. It's like what you make of it. You know what I mean? And that's what I keep talking about. I had a really crappy day. And I'm just like, every day and every way, my life keeps getting better and better. I'm like, just because I had a bad dream doesn't mean it's going to define the rest of the day. I dropped 2 cups of water. I'm like, oh my God. I'm just like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? It's just like, some days it's just not there. It's just like, what do you make of it? Can't remember what I was watching, and they're like, when life gives you lemons, make a margarita. I can't remember who that was for the life of me. I thought that was so funny. I would laugh my ass off when they said that. They're like, make a margarita. I'm like, that is what I'm saying from now on. Oh my gosh. It's just like, I didn't drink that week because so much was going on and I was cycling. I didn't drink this week because I was in training, and obviously I always want to be performing at top notch. It's not a time to slack. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Why? Oh, that's me. Like, I swear to God. What can I do? You know? Hopefully they're forgiving. Because, you know, I messed up, man. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I should have just got high. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh my word. It was the last day too. It's just like, last 13 minutes, man. Oh Lord. Put your foot in your mouth, why don't you? What can you do? So we're going to start off with the Queen of Cups. This is where I'm like, you know, when I follow AstroSeek's moon chart. So on there they say Pisces. I'm sure if I click on it, they'll say like, you know, it'll switch over to Aries moon by a certain time. I guess it just depends where you are in the world. But for what I could see, it was Pisces. So, you know, and I do feel like there's a lot of emotions going on right now. Many extremes, you know what I mean? It's just, ugh. So, the Queen of Cups is warm, loving, sensitive, maternal, eager to heal all wounds, all world's wounds. And that's our problem. We want to solve everybody's problem. But when it comes to ourselves and our wounds, we always overlook them. I'll deal with them later. I'll do this. I'll do that. We have to stop doing that. Because, like, myself, I'm exhausted. And I didn't want to be mean or anything. And I don't feel like I was being mean. I'm just like, no. Like, no, I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta turn up for the next 3 days. You know what I mean? And be who I am. And then I can frickin', you know, crash. You know? I'm grateful for the cycle I'm in with work, because I'm just like, especially everything happening personally, it's just like, oh my word. I'd be done already. Is also practical, honest, and imaginative. Her imagination can be expressed through art, but more commonly through helping others relate to each other. Warm and playful, she is the ideal lover and partner because of her generosity and talent for putting people at ease. And that's the thing. It's like, we got to put ourselves at ease. And that's the thing. It's like, you know, when they're saying like your decisions affect others, it's like our mood affects others as well. You know what I mean? It's just like, we're going through something. It comes into the household. It translates into the household. You know what I mean? Even though I don't want to do that, it's just like, you know, you want to do this? No, I'm fried. I'm like, you know, I just want to sit here, like freaking zombie out in front of the TV and, you know, just forget that all this is going on around me. You know what I mean? So it's just like, gotta take time for ourselves. The Three of Cups, a fresh start leading to success is offered. Problems that have been troubling you for a while will finally be resolved, leading to a renewed sense of purpose and direction. This card also signals the birth of a child. So I have two people around me not ready to give birth. One's got another, I think she's got another, I feel like she's going to go early. I feel like, you know, she's got another 18 weeks to go, but they're saying 20, so. Well, it would be, because I think she's 18 right now, so. This card can signal the birth of a new child, new love, friendship, or an even career. Whichever it will lead to, enjoy and feel, to lead to joy and feelings of abundance. I feel like it's just because everything is going in the right direction again. You know what I mean? I feel like instead of all this negativity, it will finally, you know, go. Like me, I've been in my head so much, thinking. I'm like, I don't want to think about these things. You know, it's bringing up things from, you know, it's triggering me to the things of the past. And I'm like, I don't want to think about those things. It's done. It's over with. It's been done for what? This year will be, 20 years? 30 years. Pretty sure it's 30. Yeah, 30 years. You know? It's just like time to move forward. You know? I don't want to deal with that. So, the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is romantic, loyal, generous, friendly, thoughtful, and idealistic. He inspires new ventures in both romantic and practical fields without expecting much in return. So this is where it's like, yes, you get that romantic feel of it, but remember what they're saying, practical. You know what I mean? And I feel like, if you want love to come in, fine. But you have to understand, the universe will bring in what we need. You know? If you need someone practical in your life, this is someone that's surrounding you. You know what I mean? Because we need to resolve what's going on right now before we can start something new. Because if you start something new right now with all this going on, it's just like, it won't get the attention it deserves. You know what I mean? And maybe you'll jump the gun and think someone else that comes in is the person, and it's not, because you're not thinking clearly. This knight is happiest when embarked upon some great spiritual quest, like that of the Holy Grail. He signals the possibilities of an idealistic new venture coming your way, possibly from an old friend. You know, so it could be that you and your child are old souls. You know what I mean? I felt like with my one son, because he was in the NICU, we didn't get that time to bond. You know what I mean? He was always very close to his dad. You know, like, we were close, but he always gravitated towards his dad, which is fine. But it's just like, you know, now me and him have that bond. We're building on that. Like, me and him collide. We're both air signs. But it's just like, you know, I'm appreciative. And I feel like that's his love language. You know, a verbal affirmation of what he does. Like, it doesn't go unnoticed. You know what I mean? I'm the same way. So, judgment. Conclusions, change, evolution, decisiveness. And I love the fact it's conclusions. We got the World card, and I'm like, please let this come to an end with all this cycle that has been going. I feel like it's a tower moment that it wasn't my tower moment, but it was someone else's, two people's tower moment. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it bleeds over onto me, and I'm like, why? I'm like, I've already been through a lot. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on. You know, but like they said, you know, the biggest way of showing love is that even though you're going through something, you show up for someone else. You know what I mean? Even if they don't see it, it's fine. The universe sees it. This card signals the endings of one stage of life and the beginning of another. It is a moment of reflection and judgment, measuring of what you've achieved against the ideals that you were aiming for, because fresh opportunities to achieve them will arise. Armed with honesty and self-appraisal, you will be best positioned to take advantage of them. Meanwhile, it pays to be generous in your judgment of others. You know what? Honestly, especially with all this water going on, I feel like when we don't articulate ourselves the best, when there's a lot of water going on, you know, we had that Mercury conjunction there, It's just like when I feel like this, I keep to myself. I don't want to say things that I don't mean. You know, I always try to correct them. Anytime I misspeak, I'm like, that's not what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, you know, watching what we say. So friendship, romance are in the air. New and profitable partnerships are at work and also likely to change in the long-term direction of your life. The beginnings of any relationship lays foundation and shapes its development. So now is the time for putting aside all selfish and petty arguments. Be your best self and will bring out the best in others. And this is where I feel like it's a decision of like how we move forward from here. Like they're saying, will you move forward in a selfish way? Are you going to move where it benefits others? And that's where I feel like a decision. For some of us, it's like, a new love is coming in. Okay, fine. But like I said, if you're like myself and there's a lot of chaos, it's not necessarily our own chaos, but you're being affected by the chaos, like you're helping someone else out. It's like if you pull away from that person that needs you right now, you're acting out of selfishness. You know they need you. And out of selfishness of your own selfish gain, you're like, no. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I know it sucks that sometimes we're exhausted and we have to help people, especially on our days off. But it's just like, you know what I mean? If it ain't for, who else is going to do it? You know what I mean? Then the wrong people will come in and all this. I've already seen that this person hasn't changed. I can already hear you know what I mean? I would say the heathen comes out. They start talking and it's like, oh, there they are. There's the devil I know. You know what I mean? But it's just like, nevertheless, they're in your life. So the Ten of Pentacles, this card signifies completion and an evolution to rest on your laurels, although not for too long. I don't feel like resting on our laurels. I just feel like a time of peace. I feel like this great energy of the Nine of Cups where it's just like everything's in a sweet spot. I definitely feel that with the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is a yes. Will you succeed in this? Will you pass your exams? Will this one propose? You know what I mean? In this way. So I feel like, they're pulling us towards positivity. I feel like a positive shift here, which is great. But the thing is, there's more change to come. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is pulling us towards the next 5-6 years. You have worked hard to gain the present position. You are entitled to enjoy the benefits, and not least the space to enjoy family life. However, nothing lasts forever, so you should also start making fresh plans for the future. And I understand that, like, you know what I mean? We sit there and it's just like we were supposed to be on vacation, 2 weeks ago. And unfortunately, didn't happen. You know what I mean? So it's like we had to learn to adjust. And I said, it's okay. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Like, we'll figure out something else. You know what I mean? And I just felt like it was just like, okay, it didn't work out. Okay, we'll figure something else out. You know what I mean? It's just like, the worst possible timing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, got to make the most of life. Either we could sit there and get in our emotions, or we can adjust and figure out something else. And that's what I chose to do. Let's adjust and go on. Yeah, it sucked. You know what I mean? But, out of that whole week, we got to do one fun thing. But, such is life. Things don't always go our way. But it's like what we make of it. That's why I feel like this Ten of Pentacle energy is going to be here. It's like, enjoy it. Enjoy the shit out of it. You'll be spending more time with your family. You know what I mean? So maybe the kids are on break. I feel like Easter is playing a role in here. You know what I mean? I was actually read for someone that I read for a lot, and I'm like, they were showing Easter for them. But even now, it's like Passover, Easter, Passover starts on the 5th. So I feel like that energy where it's like, family dinners, maybe as a family you go to church services together or a service together. Ramadan starts soon. So I feel like this like family togetherness, wholesome love, wholesome situations, family dinners and everything like that are coming in here. Celebrations. They're showing maybe a baptism of a child going on with this. So I just feel like in that energy shift, you know what I mean? So that's where it's just like, if you're able to do that, definitely pull towards that energy, of family, and do those fun things. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, life is going to be chaotic. It's what we do with that chaos. I feel my feelings, I get over it, and I move forward. You know what I mean? That's all we can do. And that's the thing. When you have people that depend on you, you know what I mean? Or people that, like, if you do certain things, it kind of blows out on them in a certain way. It's like, you got to watch what you do. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like this is a decision. That's why I'm saying, be cautious. And I'm not saying, like, if you want to go for love, go for it. Like, I'm not here to judge someone. But I'm just saying, with the chaos that I feel right now, to be in a I don't feel like you'll make the best judgment. Like, I'm being 100%. I feel like someone's going to come in that's, like, kind of like a false deceiver. Not a false I don't know how to put that. But I feel like someone's going to come in that wasn't meant for you. I feel like it's kind of like when I was in my widow fog. I didn't make the best decisions. And I feel like with this chaos, because you are spread so thin, that you're not going to see the red flags or be like, I feel like when you see with a fresh set of eyes, when you're in a better energy or you're in better, part of your life, you wouldn't make this decision. And I feel like the person that they're talking about here with the Nine of Cups in a lover's way is going to come in, but you're already going to be talking to this fool. And you know what I mean? We missed that opportunity. It's like, you're already talking to this one. You're not the type to talk to more than one person. It's like, you see them, but it's like, you could have had that person and that would have led you forward. This is someone that wants a commitment that's coming in. This is someone that will love you the way that you deserve to be loved. But this false person that's going to come in, you know what I mean, is a distraction. And that's why I'm saying, be careful. I'm not saying, like, you're not allowed to date because life is chaotic or anything like that. I just feel like you're spread so thin. They were showing, like, the 10 of Wands for Instagram. It's just like, you gotta let some of this shit fall, excuse my language, some of this stuff fall to the sides before you pick up that again. You know what I mean? Before you can add something else on. It's like, it's kind of like when you go to the Chinese buffet. You know what I mean? You keep adding, because you're so hungry, you're starving. So you keep putting all these things on our plate. Instead of sitting there and saying, I got enough on my plate, let me sit down and eat some of this, and then I could go back up and get something more. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people don't want to get back up when they sit down at a buffet. But it's just like, let me eat what I have, then go up, and then I could choose, wiser choices instead of like, oh, that doesn't... Or taking a smaller portion. You're not sure of something? Take a small portion and try it out. I feel like this person is going to come in. They're a scumbag. I'm going to be quite honest. They're a user. They're not anything that they say they are. And by the time you find out, it's like they're already living in your house. They're living off of you. It's going to be hard to get rid of them. You know what I mean? I feel like this person will come around, the one you're supposed to be with, but it's already going to be too late because you're already invested in this clown. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying, make a right decision here. Not every... you got to see tarot for what it is. You're going, with all these cups, all this water, emotion. You're already going through enough as it is. Don't need to add another thing to this, I just feel like, sit there, let these 10s of Wands, start to fall down. Number one, take care of yourself. Get the rest and rejuvenation that you need so you can pick up the sword again and carry forward, This is where I pulled that Chariot card, and it's like, with determination and dedication, you will be the victor wearing the wreath. It's like, we got to make smart decisions here. Ask the questions. Do what, you're pulled to do something. See what, the opportunity lies. And then make a decision what you want to do with it, With me, it's just like, I want to do certain things, and it's like, that looks kind of shady if you're between things, So, it's kind of like a double-edged sword there, but that's why I'm cautioning you here, I feel like this is just... Let the chaos ensue, is what they're saying, good Lord. I feel like that emotional side is something that's going to be there for a bit, but, personal side, but it's just like, like with me, it's like, fix your sleep, you know what I mean? Like, now that's, this things are gone to bit. Now those things are pushed to the side. They're done. You know what I mean? It's like, now what are we going to do with it? Let's recover is the first thing. So for me, it's like, even my sleep wasn't a refuge. Okay, let's fix our sleep. You know what I mean? then I will have the energy to fix everything else around me. Then I will have the energy to help other people because now I fixed me. So it starts with you, you know? So I feel like perform at your level best, you need to sit there and worry about you first, you know? Queen of Cups energy, Empress energy, they're nurturers. We're nurturers. We always worry about everyone else. You know what? Now we got to be our own nurturer. We got to be our own mother. We got to sit there and say, listen, okay, you're being messy right now. You got a lot going on. Let's take care of you first. Let's get you in a great place. And let's move forward, you know? So that's all you can do. I feel like the chaos ensued because there's what's going on with training and everything. But it's just like, let everything, you got to take care of you first. Let's get, you know what I mean? It's like you're sitting there and it's like, I can love you from afar, but you got to keep him at a distance. You gave this one all your energy. You know what I mean? If they can't appreciate that, then that's on them. But it's just like right now, you know, me, I had 2 panic attacks last night and I woke up with a migraine, you know? So I need to take care of me. That's my body saying, hey, tapping out here. You need to stop filling everyone else's cup here right now. You need to sit there and rest. You need to take care of you. So that's what you need to do. You got to sit there, take care of you. You know, before you bring someone else, think about that. You know, everybody thinks a dog and a cat and a bird and all these other freaking animals are cute. I love animals. I love my fur babies. But don't get me wrong. It's just like, it's another thing to take care of. You know what I mean? So it's just like, before you add another thing, can you really handle it? You know, if you're just like me and just like, oh my gosh, I'm waving the white flag and like tapping out, it's like, maybe you should pump the brakes about adding someone else to the mix to the things. You know what I mean? Adding this person that wants to come in your life, no matter what, they will come in your life. Universe wants them in your life. You know what I mean? You're going to get people that want to be a part of your energy. But they're not about adding to your cup. They're about taking even more. You know what I mean? When your cup is like this, the person that you're meant to be with will like, what do you need? How can I help you out? You know, just my kids sitting there, you know, don't worry about it. You know, things will be good. How can I assist you? Like, that is a freaking, you know, King of Cups. They're showing as a knight, you know, because he's young. But, you know, that is a King of Cups in the making. You know what I mean? He's air and water, you know? But that's a King of Cup right there. That is an emperor right there. How can I help you? What can I do to help you? That is someone you want in your life, you know? Even at his young age. It's like, you shouldn't even be, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? But that's the way I raised them. It's like, how can I help you? What can I do to assist you? That's what you need in your life. You know, this false person, they're like false prophet. They keep saying false prophet. That's coming in here. You don't want none of that. They're a taker. You need someone that's a nurturer like you. You need someone that's going to be like, okay, you need to stop, take a nap, do something, like, let me do something. You know, like, you know, I may not do it the way that you do it, but just shut the F up, go have a nap, go take care of you, and then I can, you know, take care of some of this chaos here. And it'll be one less thing for you to think about, you know? That's what you need in your life. So, you know, I just feel like this person is, and I hate to say this, is starving for love, is this female energy that I feel. But it's just like, you know what? Give it to yourself. You know, you're starving for love, give that love to yourself. Whatever you're going to give to this false person, give to yourself. Trust me. It'll be a lot better off than freaking starting that nonsense. I just want to take a moment and thank all the new subscribers that have joined. I appreciate it. Like, I never, you know, I don't pay for emails or anything like that. So, you know, I appreciate every single one of you, honestly. Like, much love to all of you, you know. My goal is to be at 1,000, you know, and just keep spreading the word of love and positivity and, you know, how to love ourselves. I'm learning as we go, you know, every day is a learning experience. I'm no expert, but, you know, I've been the type of person that I've been a nurturer all my life, and it's like, you know, for the first time in my life, you know, it took a real tragic, you know, event in my life to sit there and for once in my life say, you know what, you deserve the love that you didn't. It's kind of like loving the inner child, you know, you deserve the love that you didn't get, the nurturing you didn't get, you know, so it's time to love you, put you first. Let's love you. Best relationship you'll ever make is with yourself, you know? Yahweh, Yeshua, always number one. Number two is my children, you know? But you know what? I'm part of that, you know? Can't be a great mom if I'm not loving on myself. You know, gotta sit there, press the pause button, love yourself. You know, no matter what situation you are, watch for these false people trying to come in your life. They know you're a light. You're going to have a lot of people sent into your life to dim it. They don't like your light shining because they're like, oh, nobody wants to hear none of that. Nobody wants to put that, they don't want to put that much effort into it. And that's fine. That's their life. But when you shine as bright as you do, you know, it's kind of like Wreck-It Ralph. Remember when all those, what was he, a beetle? All of them were drawn to the light. It's like, that's what you're going to, you know, the things you want and the things you don't want will be drawn to it. So that's what I'm saying. You know, this person that's going to come in the middle of this chaos isn't, you know, we're going to have those, but you got to realize, you know, give it time. You'll realize that person wasn't meant for you. It's just like, ugh. You'll learn more and more about them. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. Set out your manifestations if it resonates with you. You know, it is a new moon. You know, if that's what you want to do, definitely do it. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I do it. So with me, I got March 26th. Usually when I get significant dates like that, it's something personal, you know, and something happens on those dates, you know, and it's a personal event. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, if that resonates with you, definitely do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.